Bingo is a game mode that drops you into a new profile with nothing but a few upgrades and items based on your bingo level, and of course, the bingo pet. The goal of this new profile is to complete as much of that month's bingo card as possible in order to earn bingo points. These points can be redeemed for one of the most expensive talisman lines in the game, as well as some other useful items like spring boots, which we'll eventually want for F7. You're also able to use bingo points to upgrade your bingo level for some QOL buffs, but since bingo level is shared across all profiles, we're already at the maximum rank. Bingo usually lasts for 1 week, starting at the beginning of every month. However, this time around, there's a catch. Rarely, bingo turns into extreme bingo, where all the tasks are much harder, the bingo lasts 2 weeks instead of 1, and the points for tasks and bingo streaks are doubled. The grind to complete this bingo will be intense, but thankfully we can get our hands on a few useful items as we complete tasks. These items are exclusive to Extreme Bingo and are very useful for skipping tough progression, like in the case of the bingo. Okay, so I wanted to offer the first update of this video. So I should have been recording a little bit more than I have been, and that's definitely on me. I have completed 5 tasks so far, so not like a crazy amount, but enough that I wish that I had been recording before. But yeah, so we're at a point where we've really just started the bingo. We've got a lot of good setup for things. I've got skeleton minions going for the rune inspo. I need to get this set up, but you know, I've got my bingo rod for the can of worms. There's all sorts of things that we've got going here. Almost done with the experimentation pairs. This will happen randomly based on RNG. So there's sort of a lot of things that we have cooking right now, but not really a lot that's like actually being completed. But a majority of this video is just going to be me popping in and going, hey there, we completed this task, or whoa, we got this drop, or damn, this is taking a long time, because bingo just has a little bit of monotony to it. I mean, this is an extreme bingo, so it does help it be a little bit more interesting, especially because it lasts longer and you can get way more points. But at the same time, I'm not terribly worried about the speed at which we're completing things, because there's 2 weeks, and this is not going to require 2 weeks for literally any of these things. I mean, I don't even know if there's any of these things that you couldn't complete in 1 week. Like it's a huge grind to do it in 1 week. Like, don't get me wrong, it's pretty obnoxious and it's sort of no life behavior, but it's very, very doable. So I like that we get 2 weeks for this, and that there are only really like 5 super hard ones. And some of these I wouldn't even call super hard, right? Like, this is hard, but like this is just RNG, time-based. It's gonna happen. Forging a drill is obnoxious, so that's fair. But like, who needs friends? 270 on a cat of floor 1. It's Paul right now, so that's easy. 1,000 rift time. I did that in the rift video in, you know, a matter of a couple hours. So that's not gonna be bad at all. Runin's bow, again, it's literally just setting down some minions and having them cook. So yeah, we're just chipping away at all of these various different ones, and also trying to make sure that we place, you know, halfway decently in the community ones too, because I think that's pretty important, to try to make sure that we're getting these extra points out of there, because once these get to the maximum level, they're going to give so many points for being in the top 1%. Yeah, I will see you guys again when we have an update on something that we're working on. So I'm kind of cooking here with a bit of a strange strategy, but also a good one. I want the drill that we forged to be a ruby drill, because then I'm gonna juice it a little bit and then transfer it to my main account. Because I actually, or not my main account, my Ironman profile, because I actually don't have a ruby drill or any gemstone drill whatsoever, for that matter, on the Ironman profile. So that'll be actually a really useful thing to be able to swap over. And it's equally, if not, you know, equally easy, if not a little bit easier to make than a mithril drill, and more useful to me because I already have a mithril drill, I'm pretty sure. If I don't, I mean, they're so easy to make, like, it doesn't matter. So the same is true of the ruby drill, but at least it's going to be more useful to me and be something that I can start to cook on a little bit. When it comes to the... Sorry, I kept getting pinged by work. One of the things that I have done here is... I believe it's in here. Yeah, so I made a pocket iceberg so that we can get scraped on this. It'll take it up to breaking power 6, which means that we can use it to break rubies. We just need to get mining level 25 so that we can apply it. It's a bit of a grind. It's a little bit annoying that we have to do it, but at the same time, it's like we're mining level 20 right now, and it took me a matter of a couple hours to get here, and we're gonna hit commission milestones and stuff. So it's really gonna be fine. The speed of the XP is not something I'm terribly concerned about, especially considering the fact that there are several, and I mean several, such community and non-community goals that will benefit from me grinding out a ton of mithril. For example, being able to sell the mithril for raw cash in order to do certain things, or even in the scenario that I can't actually use the mithril, we can sell the mithril and the titanium and whatnot. So yeah, pretty good progress here on the bingo. 5 out of 20 means we're a quarter of the way done, but not actually, because it's 5 out of 20, but they're not all equally standard in their difficulty. And so yeah, we'll be continuing to cook to try to get some of the harder ones done. The Forge a Drill is sort of the one that I'm working on passively when I don't really know what to work on, or when I'm bored of the other things, or when I have a lull in what I'm doing. I just hop over to the Dwarven Mines and keep working on that drill. Probably the most annoying part isn't even going to be getting the rubies, it's going to be getting the drill engine. All right, so working on a couple of things here. Currently I am trying to get this treasurite. The TPS is just absolutely dog shit, but I'm trying to get this treasurite. I need 10 of them to make a drill motor, which I'll need to forge drill. So yeah, this is an obnoxious grind. I know that technically there's a higher drop rate from not treasure hoarders, what do they call them, team treasurite, but the drop rate is 1% instead of 0.5, and these guys are easier to kill without dying. If I die, I get warped all the way back. It sucks. So this is probably the better route for me, especially considering how early game I am. I did try the fishing route a little bit, but it was just it's like a 2% chance to catch on a treasure catch, and it's just not very good. So yeah, just gonna be like grinding these pretty hard. I'm kind of trying to just use my pickaxe on cooldown in between. So like over here's Rampart's Quarry. I've got a Rampart's Quarry titanium thing, so I just use my Picobulus and then eat up that titanium, get it all, and then go back to killing the treasure hoarders. Damn, dude, I always want to call them treasure hunters. The treasure hoarders, until I get that treasurite done. All right, so I kind of changed gears here just a little bit. I'm now doing the Team Treasurite. I know in the very last clip I said I wasn't going to, but I remembered that they dropped rubies, and I need rubies to make a Talisman of Power for the 30 unique accessories task. So I am indeed going to be doing Team Treasurite for those treasurites. And I also got like dumb lucky. I don't know if it's still in the chat. I don't think it is. Oh yeah, there it is. I got 2 treasurite out of a chest, which is like, I mean, it's pretty rare. It's like 1% or something like that. So I'm quite pleased with pulling that. That actually saves like probably 10-15 minutes. Like, they're pretty rare. So happy about that. Gonna finish off these last 3, finish off the Talisman of Power, and then we should be good. There might actually be like some usage for these jades. Like I might be able to fuse them up and unlock some slots on like my goblin set or something like that, which should help a little bit with mining grinding, but nothing too crazy. Classic 2 birds 1 stone situation here. We've got 10 treasurite and now a Talisman of Power. Fantastic, love it. There's no more room in my accessory bag, but I have heard that it should still count in your inventory. So yep, 27 accessories, 3 more to go. I haven't really thought too hard about what I want my last 3 to be. I'll get a shiny yellow rock, just really easy. I might even get like a cat talisman, because that's easy too, just like with ender pearls. And then pressure talisman's a bit of a doozy, but I could get that one done if I needed to. The small fish bowl really just requires me to get an enchanted fish, so I'll be getting that when I saved all the resources for it. It's just the 1,000 fish collection that is kind of tough, but yeah, getting pretty close to finishing this one off. We'll figure out what the last few that we're gonna do are and get started on those. And yeah, I'm gonna wait till the very end to cook on garden stuff, because I just don't feel like dealing with it right now. So we're gonna do the fishing related stuff after we're done with our little mining grind here. Yo, it's like just a little bit after the last recording, and I just found out about the Bingo Nimbus, and the fact, rather, I knew about it, but I didn't know that you both got it at milestone 12, and also that it has a breaking power of 7, which is really good. It will help me skip this grind, this mining 25 grind to apply this pocket iceberg and all this stuff. So that's going to be pretty good. I'm just going to wait for that then. So we're going to pivot. We've already got the bingo rod, obviously, so we're just going to change over to doing the fishing related stuff, because there's like 5, maybe even 6 things that you can complete at the same time if you just go fish in the bayou. All right, yo, let's go. All right, we got the outstanding treasure or junk pull, an old leather boot. I don't really know if this benefits us at all. Maybe it lets me like upgrade a talisman or something. I might swap it over to my main, to be completely honest, but that gives us this one. So we are even closer to getting this diagonal, which is worth 20 points. But yeah, this is going pretty well. There's a lot of kind of the harder ones left, but we're starting to knock out some of these easier ones that just stack up. Only 2 more accessories on this one. I've got 2 pieces of Bayou, or of backwater. Need 4 more for this, and then 8 more, so 12 more total rusty coins to finish that one, which will be really nice. And then we'll keep going here because we'll get the ship parts that we need. I've got 3 bronze bowls. We'll see if we can get torn claws. Maybe they're pretty rare, but we might just go for the one that you get with junk. This happens naturally over time, so yeah, making a lot of progress. Gonna hop into dungeons probably on tomorrow's stream. Today is the 2nd of July, and I have the 3rd and the 4th, as well as the 5th and the 6th off, so I'm gonna be going absolutely fucking nuts on this bingo, just going ham, especially on these guys, because I want to get them up as high as possible for those extra points at the end. Don't be deceived by the fact that top 1% only says 10 bingo points right now, because as the bingo points are leveled, or as the bingo like community goals are leveled up, the amount of bingo points that you get for ranking in each percentage increases as well. So this is gonna hit pretty hard. Yo, let's chat a little update here. Got some good stuff going. Got our Agaramu talisman, and so we only need 1 more unique accessory to have this one done, which is sweet. Currently still working on the ship parts. I need 1 more bronze bowl, and then we will be finishing the can of worms, and then probably cutting over to doing some more either mining or combat. It really depends on how close I am to the Bingo Nimbus, but since we completed 8 tasks, I got the Bing Bow, which is pretty sweet. This thing is actually quite good. 210 damage, 100 strength, and a 20% chance to bounce to another target with a max 2 bounces, and it's a short bow. Pretty useful. This is going to be good for the dungeon solo that I need to do. So yeah, gonna keep working away on that stuff. I'm probably gonna do some dungeons on stream today, so looking forward to that. And then yeah, all the community tasks are completed, so we managed to get this extra 10 points here. When I hop onto my Ironman, we will be able to get our first bingo talisman here. I don't know if we'll be able to get another 150 points from this bingo, but it is a really high point bingo, so I wouldn't be surprised if we could walk out of here with a bingo ring. Yo, all right, so we just completed the 30 unique accessories bingo goal by making a feather talisman. It popped up. I got the collection for it. I forgot that I would get that collection really easily because of fishing. So that was pretty nice. We're making really good progress at this point. Our bingo card, I think that puts us at 9 out of 20, I want to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are actually doing really well. I think the next thing that we're going to hop into is continuing to do the ship parts. That is going to be hinged on getting rusty coins, and then 1 more bronze bowl or 2 more torn cloth. There's sort of a few combinations that are available there. As you can see, I've done 5 cans of worms so far. I have 5 more here, so we need 5 more, and this one will be done too. We're getting close to the point where we're going to start getting actual bingos from doing stuff. And then defeat a Zealot Bruiser will happen kind of at the end. I'm just passively allowing the bestiary to train my combat up, because you need 20 combat to get in there and kill them. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. I think there might be a little bit of Dungeons gameplay today, but it really depends. I might just end up deciding to do farming instead and choosing to do Dungeons at the very end. We shall see. Alright, so we are still, of course, here doing bingo. We are plenty of commissions in. We got our Bingo Nimbus 2000, which gives 1500 mining speed and 100 mining fortunate base, which is absolutely fucking nuts. Super good. It's also got Breaking Power 7, so I can use it to mine gemstones. Love it. Anyway, claiming this commission, Heart of the Mountain Tier 5 on bingo. Kind of insane, honestly, like a little bit fucking out there in terms of things to get. Like, just because, I don't know, like, of all the things to get on bingo, like, you do have the boosted Hanum XP, but there's almost never a point to going to tier 5. But because this is extreme bingo, I've got the Bingo Nimbus, like, it is in this scenario worth it, especially because we've got the commission milestone as well for the community milestone, so that's nice to get done. So yeah, I mean, we unlock daily grind and daily powder, which don't really matter much. It's core of the mountain that we really care about, but that's pretty cool. I'll probably upgrade it just to get the extra token, fill out a few more things here and whatnot, but it is going to be nice to have access to way more tiles than we had before for some actual, you know, serious mining action. yeah, I think I'm just going to keep doing these commissions. We're cooking pretty hard. I've got an iron block, 3 redstone blocks for the drill engine. I've got the 10 treasurite. I've got the golden plate that I need cooking, and then I also have the fuel canister cooking. And so we are pretty close to being able to forge that drill. I'm going to go right now and get the rubies that I need to make I think you need 7 or like 8 fine rubies, something like that. It's probably 6 actually, to make the ruby drill, and that's the one that we'll be making for the drill bingo task. And so yeah, I'm gonna pop into that right now, and I will be back with some kind of progress. All right, so just out here grinding away at the ruby. Not really bothering with like a specific route or anything, because it just doesn't really matter. Like, my mining speed in Fortune is so low that I can kind of just trawl through the walls trying to get powder, and it'll work out in my favor getting these ruby veins down here in the magma field. So gonna continue working on these to get the fine rubies that we needed. I did try out to see if Bal was a decent way to gather flawed rubies, and while it is the case that, like, yeah, he is halfway decent for that, I just don't really have the setup to make it worth my while. The attack speed, ferocity, like whatever it is that you need for. I know there's like a whole setup to minimize damage per hit or something like that, but not too worried about it right now, because I found that it's just significantly faster and honestly a bit easier, just like in terms of, you know, pure laziness, just to go through and mine in the walls. And then I like getting the treasure chest, because you never know, you might get something interesting out of there. Might pull I've pulled flawed rubies, but I've also pulled, you know, other small useful things out of it. So it would be nice to amass the collection a little bit, maybe get a thing or two that would be useful to transfer over to the main, because my main has done very, 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 very little work on gemstones. Okay, and after a pretty healthy grind here, we just got our 6th fine ruby gemstone. So if we make our way to the forge, as you can see, I've got some stuff cooking. There is the drill motor. Has another 20 hours, so it's going to be a little bit. But the fuel canister, I think I put it in here. Yeah, is completely done. And now so are our fine rubies. And once that drill motor is done, we'll be able to make that ruby drill and fulfill that task. So it is time to move on to something new. I believe what is going to end up happening here is I am going to work on the rift stuff during this upcoming stream that I'm going to be doing today. And then Runan's bow, of course, we're getting close. Let's see what the collection is looking like for bone. We are about 13 and closer to 12k away, so, you know, a few more, maybe a day or so more of minion claims, if that. All right, so here we are grinding some pure lapis so that we can make some more grand experience bottles. Their reasoning behind that obviously is to use them to get into the rift. It won't work if I pull up the bingo card, because outside of the rift it just shows the minimum 480 rift time, but inside the rift it does show the correct rift time, so perhaps I'll show an update in there. But currently we are somewhere around 880 or 900 rift time, so almost done with that achievement, asking for 1000 seconds of rift time. So we'll be finishing that one up in, I don't know, hopefully in the next hour. I don't think I have very much left at all. I'm gonna give the upgrade for the boat, which will give me another 20, find a couple of enigma souls, finish the leech supreme, and craft that belt if I can, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we just hit a huge milestone. We managed to complete the bingo task for 1000 rift time, which means once I get this one, we'll get the hard diagonal, which is 20 freaking points, which I absolutely love. But we're in a really good spot. We are going to start in on some dungeon stuff once I get back from today's 4th of July party. That's why I'm wearing this cowboy hat here, showing my, you know, merc on the stream and all that good stuff. We've been listening to like absolutely just like old school classic, you know, American rock and roll bangers on the stream, so it's been fun. But yeah, almost done with this bingo card. Got a few difficult ones left, but for the most part things are cooking and underway. We're like almost halfway to 20 combats for like 100k out of 200k for that. Have everything I need for this. It's just a little time gated. This is going to take, you know, a bit of grinding, but we'll get there basically doing this, because 100 secrets is going to end up with us grinding Kata level a little bit. And then the Runan's bow is going well too. I've got all the skelly minions running, and we are getting very close to being able to craft that as well. So yeah, everything's going really great. We are on track to finish up this bingo pretty soon here, and getting 16 tasks done rewards you with the bingo, which is incredibly good. It's got dedication 4 on it. It's got replenish 1, delicate. Like, it's got a bunch of good enchantments, and then also a bonus that gives you farming fortune based on your skyblock level up to skyblock level 25. So very useful item to have there when we get into the farming stuff here, especially because I'll probably use farming as a method to transfer over some useful items to my Ironman profile. Yeah, we're gonna hop right back into it, and I'm gonna head out to this party shortly, and then when I get back, it's gonna be dungeons time. Hey, all right, everybody. So just got back from my 4th of July party with my friends just a little bit ago, and got to combat 20 doing some Arachne, trying to get the Runin's Bow because we just need some enchanted string. We already hit the collection for it, and in doing that, we were able to go to the Zealot Bruiser hideout, kill a Zealot Bruiser, and get this bingo task done. So that's super nice. We've only got a few left. I was doing some dungeons earlier. This is actually the 270 Cata 1 or Cata Floor 1 run is gonna suck. Because I'm really bad, so I'm not good at soloing anything. I mean, maybe if I had like halfway decent gear, it'd be like pretty easy, but it's not gonna be terrible. I just was kind of hoping I could underprepare for it and speedrun it, but I'm just not good enough at dungeons for that to be the case. But yeah, basically only need 2 more completed here in order to get our Bingho, and that's probably gonna be the Runin's Bow and either Forge a Drill or the Dungeon Secrets one, just depending on if I do more dungeons tonight. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Not really gatekept by anything else except just wanting to wait to do farming stuff until after we get the bingo. So I think things have been going fantastic. Loving having 152 bingo points and counting. So yeah, it's going to get us hopefully at least a bingo talisman and then upgrade it to a bingo ring on the Ironman, but we will have to see. Okay, just like that, we have finished the Ruby Drill TX15. I actually woke up super early this morning. Like basically 5 hours ago, and I was like, oh shit, like I should hop on, start the drill forge, and then go back to sleep. And then when I woke up, drill forge was done. So that goes fucking hard. This is so good. There's 16 bingo goals, so we get our bingo. That's exactly what I was after. And then if we come to our card here, like we're really getting very close to filling the whole thing out. We've only got 4 left. 2 of them garden related, 2 of them dungeons related. We will be doing the dungeon secrets and the probably not this live because I always just manage to fumble stuff live. So I'd much prefer to do this offline, but you know, we'll see. But this 100 secrets and dungeons I'll definitely do live. I'm just gonna way over level and over gear to make this one nice and easy on myself. So it'll be fun to run dungeons with the homies during today's stream. And then yeah, once those are done, I'm gonna start in on these, and with the bingo, it's gonna actually be really beneficial, and I'll probably be able to buy some useful items and swap them over to my main, or my Ironman, which is now my main. So yeah, it's going fantastically here. So I am very pleased. We're kind of have a lot of ones that are strategically preventing us from getting bingos, but if you look at this, we'll get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90 bonus points for filling out this card, and that is not including the grinds that we're going to do for the community goals. So we are going to be fucking swimming in bingo points by the time that this is over, and I for one am very excited. So we made some pretty significant advancements on stream today. I kind of just more or less forgot to record, which, I mean, my apologies on that. I should have done a better job, but we put together a Dungeons gear set. I accidentally bought a chest with a recom and wasted 3.2 mil. I got a spirit short bow and a spirit stone, so now I have a spiritual spirit short bow, which will most certainly be going to the Ironman when this is over. And then, yeah, just been grinding out a lot of random stuff, doing a lot when it comes to the community goals today on stream. So we did like several hours of Arachne, which got us a 1.05% on the combat XP thing, and then 2.55% on the scavenger. And apparently scavenger, especially with cleave, is really good, or with a cleaver rather, with cleave on it. Is really good when you are in the spider den, so I'll probably be grinding in there in order to get to the top 1%, and then solidify my place more significantly so that I don't have to worry about grinding it all the time, or like feverishly at the very end. And then mining commissions will definitely take place once I'm done with everything else too, same with this, and this will happen passively. As I do this, I'm at 9 out of 50 visitors served, 20 out of 100 secrets in dungeons, 0 out of 100 pests. We're gonna get there soon, don't worry. There's a method to my madness. And then we are still working on this floor 1 completion with a score of 270. Now, for those of you who know me to any extent, you know that I am dog at dungeons, just absolutely fucking terrible, like no good whatsoever. I don't even know my secret route, so this is a tough one for me. So I'm just significantly over leveling and over gearing myself, gonna get myself nice and absolutely kitted out, and then try to do it with just way ahead of the curve. I think that's going to help a lot in terms of the difficulty, and just make it so that it's like even a shitter like me will be able to get that done. But we did a lot of Arachne today, which actually, here's a funny way to show that. I have 23 Arachne shards, which will definitely be going over to the main once bingo is over, because that is just so good. Yeah, I think that's everything that I've worked on, more or less. Like, it's just kind of been setting things up and then working on the community goals, because those are just worth loads. But we've got lots of points waiting for us here. I think from here I'm gonna get back into some dungeons after I go do my visitors, and just kind of run some F1 attempts and get some secrets in while I do it. So you may see me back with an F1 finish, but much more likely you'll see me back with some more secrets done. A huge accomplishment here on the bingo profile. I actually managed to do the solo 270 Cata floor 1. It took a few attempts, but I eventually just swapped over to Berserker and really just went nuts on it, and wasn't too bad at all. I think I finished with 277, so right under the wire there, but that's fine with me. I have to finish up some dungeon secrets, so I'm actually going to do that right now. I'll probably just hit up a homie and run some stuff together. But it should be pretty quick to do that, and then all we'll have left is the 2 garden-related ones, and we will be going crazy on the garden. And then, yeah, we're going to be working on this copper one, of course, because I want maximum copper. But I'm loving the fact that I'm top 100 on combat experience, and a lot of that comes from bestiary, and we will be continuing to grind the bestiary hard, especially through things like fishing and whatnot. So this is going really good so far. Our community goal values are really good, so we're going to be walking out of here with a fucking ton of bingo points. I mean, we're already almost at 200. We're at 198, and we've still got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 bingo points just from these, and then 246 from these. So 56 from that, and that is not including these. We will be... Oh, we're gonna be cooking. We are going to be cooking. It's gonna be nice. Probably with including the community goals, I'll be able to get up to a bingo ring on the Ironman, which is gonna be amazing. And it's probably gonna do a huge amount for the value of that Ironman, like the net worth, because right now it's obviously not too high because it's a early mid game Ironman. But once we get a bingo ring on there, it adds almost 500 mil, so that is pretty awesome. Looking forward to that a lot. A lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to buy spring boots. The answer is yes, of course. Eventually, I will purchase spring boots to make F7 nice and easy, but right now and in, not in the near future, not in the next couple of months will I be running F7s, I don't think. So unlikely to need these right off the bat. So we are going to be focusing for sure on these. But if I, get up to a bingo artifact and then suddenly I need spring boots, I can certainly pivot over to that. 150 points is very doable. All right, so I am wrapping up the end of the day for me. I believe this is like day 5 of bingo. Yeah, our playtime is at 54 hours and 41 minutes playtime. A lot of that just comes from being on stream, pretty often, so that adds up pretty quick. But yeah, I'm basically just farming right now a ton and doing visitors. Obviously, they all want things that I don't have, so they're all interested in potatoes. So I just put those down and started farming them. And I'll keep doing that, working on the pests as well. And then tomorrow I will be trying to wrap up these last 2, the garden visitors and the pests, and then be continuing to work on these community goals. The pests are actually great for the bestiary grind too, because doing that is a pretty significant chunk of experience every time. It's a big reason why I'm so far ahead in terms of the combat experience, so that's pretty awesome. And then I also would like to get back into some fishing, especially once Marina becomes mayor, because that's going to make it really easy to get my hands on some rare sea creatures, which will help, advance this goal. So I think we've got everything pretty well lined up ahead of us. I'm not particularly concerned with my placement in this bingo. I'm mostly just about getting it done and enjoying myself and, grinding the hell out of it. And so I'm just going to get these, relatively slowly and not worry about where I end up in that regard. But I do care about my placement in the community goals. So I think it would be cool to go for like a crazy high combat placement just by trying to do bestiary stuff. And I even considered earlier, like, what if I got, some friends together and did like some Kudra carries or something like that in order to get all that Kudra bestiary. I mean, there's so many options that are open to me for all sorts of silly little things. So I'm pretty excited to see just how far we can manage to get this bingo. I mean, we're already at like kata 14. So there's also the idea of doing kata. We got that spirit short bow, which goes pretty hard inside of dungeons. So I've got all sorts of things to test out here. I don't know what the next clip will be, if that's going to be me going back to dungeons or if it's going to be me continuing to farm, but I'm going to go, just hang out in bed and play on my laptop, and then I will get some recording going again tomorrow. Yo, what's up, everybody? So I chose not to record yesterday, just for the sake of grinding hard and not distracting myself. We are up to 232 bingo points, and we completed our garden visitor offers. We just have 26 more pests to do, and then we will be done with our whole last bingo card. We're looking phenomenal on a lot of these community goals, and we've got some work to do on a few here. So I would like to keep doing copper so that we can continue to get useful items to swap over to the Ironman, maybe a green thumb, and then also get this up for the extra points. This one we'll be doing via, it's Marina now as mayor, so we'll be doing this via hopefully fishing festivals and some other stuff, like maybe a spooky. Combat experience is just happening as it's happening. I'm top 0.65%. I was rank 83 like when I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning, like 3.5 hours ago. So I've slipped a little bit, but I mean, I'm so far solidified in this one that I'm just going to keep working on the bestiary and do spiders to rank up this scavenger, and I'm going to be swimming in combat XP. It's going to be insane. I actually think I'm going to go the extra mile to do something ridiculous and unlock the Crimson Isles and then get a Kudra carry, or at least a couple of them, in order to get a shitload of bestiary milestones and kind of boost myself up a little bit further, solidify my spot in this one, because I don't want to have to be hopping on every single day to grind it. I would like to get back to playing actual stuff on the Ironman. It's been very neglected, and obviously it's fine because I've just been playing bingo. It's not like I'm making no progress, but I do really want to forage. I do really want to hunt. I've got all sorts of stuff I want to do on my Ironman that I just kind of haven't been doing because bingo. But at 232 points, once I finish this, we'll get 10 here and 10 here for 20 more. That brings us to 250 points, which means we can get a bingo talisman and then upgrade it immediately to the bingo ring on the Ironman, and that is awesome. I know I mentioned it in another clip, but it's so funny. Like, this is easily going to be the most expensive thing on the account by like tenfold at least, I think, because 470 mil like eclipses absolutely everything else on my account. I can't even think of a single thing that I have that comes anywhere near this value. So it's going to be pretty funny to have that. Yeah, the plan from here is just to keep working on pests. Essentially, I'm doing like lazy pest catching. So what I do is I use my sprayinator for the extra 50% pest chance. So, I need to grab a cheese from the trap. Hold on. So let me grab a cheese real quick. Bonk. And I will grab that trap soon, don't worry. So the trap is obviously a big part of it. Once you get to 50 pests, you can buy a trap. Getting to 100, you could buy a second trap, but then you're at 100, so it doesn't matter. But I would recommend it in bingo if you are going for the copper goals, because it is fantastic. Crops, the amount that you get from pests is absolutely insane. And if you get kind of to a decent enough spot, you'll get to a point where you actually just can sustain a lot of visitors, especially at lower level garden, excuse me. I'm going to leave that in just because it sounded funny. But at lower level gardens, like I'm at Garden 8, it's not too hard to sustain off of just like pest catches. So yeah, sprayinate, and then I basically farm lazily until a pest spawns. And then once the pest spawns, I take a break, AFK, go do something else. Usually it's me trying to do all sorts of different stuff, but a lot of the time it's me trying to edit in the background while I just like lazy farm. Or since I can't really like quote unquote edit, I'm more just like brainstorming things, trying to figure out what to do for the intro and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this, get my pests up, and we're certainly gonna be finishing this today, so looking forward to that. And just like that, we have finished the Extreme Bingo for July. Vacuum 100 pests, boom, 2 bingo points, and then both of those 5 goals in a row for an extra 20 there. You've completed all 20 goals for the July 2025 Extreme Bingo. Now let's talk about next steps, because this is going to be the last clip of the video, but this isn't necessarily the end of Bingo. Now I will be buying the Bingo ring momentarily here. We'll swap over and make that purchase. But I want to talk a little bit about community goals and what my plans are here. So I'm really excited to get back to the Ironman and start playing on that again, start working on all the different skill progress that we've been wanting to do, and of course maybe hop into some dungeons sometime soon. But I also do want to get some of the extra points, because as you can see, you can walk out of here with an entire regular bingo card's worth of extra points if you can place top 1% or top 5% and, you know, all or a majority of these. And so that is really a lot of points that I want to try to get my hands on. And so I'll be doing a little bit here and there, hopping on, seeing where my ranking's at, smacking up some spiders for scavenger and combat XP, etc. But probably going to be calling it on the hardcore bingo grinding here. We've transferred over a lot of really useful items, which I think is fantastic. I got the first recom on the account, as well as a spiritual spirit short bow. Always a weird thing to say, but very, very, very useful items to have. Especially because I don't actually have the dungeon level to get them. So like, obviously it's not, I can't use this right away because I need to get a dungeon level, I believe. Yeah, I need a cat of 4 completion, etc. But it's a cool thing to have and not have to worry about grinding out. And it's honestly a little bit funny too to have my hands on recoms and, you know, all these different things, despite the fact that I don't actually have the required materials to get these things. So I just think that's pretty funny. And here's our extreme bingo card. Let's see, our placement was 830. Not a very impressive placement, but like I mentioned, we worked really hard on the community goals, so we didn't place very quickly whatsoever, and I am completely fine with that. But y'all, thank you so much for watching the video. This is the longest video I think I've ever put out on the channel. If it's not, it's damn close. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.